So once again, blood spills on Rochester, New York streets. This time it was a violent Thursday night in Rochester, New York. 5 people shot, 2 killed, sitting in a parking lot in a car, both shot dead, both young black men. Nazir McFadden, 21 years old, and Amir Stark, 19 years old. And very, very sad. So, once again, two black lives, in this case, two young men just starting their life. Uh, like I said, 119, 121 had their lives stolen by senseless gun violence. Now, you've heard me before do these videos, and I always refer to it in the short films I've been doing too, to create more and more awareness and call out the hypocrisy of these so-called movements like Black Lives Matter. And you've heard me use the term senseless gun violence, and because that's what it is. Because I call it like it is. I'm not with the bullshit. I'm not with, like I said, the hypocrisy of these groups like Black Lives Matter, who have duped all these white folks from the suburbs to join hands and march and protest and rally. And there's this fake outrage. Why do I call it fake outrage? I call it fake outrage because they don't really call it what it is. They don't really call out the senseless gun violence, not only in Rochester, New York, but throughout the country. The same senseless gun violence that has taken the lives, stolen the lives of innocent young children, some as young as toddlers, in cities like Chicago, where young children are not even safe, riding in the back seat of their family, of their grandmother's vehicle, without being shot and killed. Again, by senseless gun violence. But yet these folks, including these white folks that put up their lawn signs, with the big bold Black Lives Matter words and letters. What about the lives of these innocent young black folks being gunned down every single day throughout this country? What about the lives of Nazir McFadden and Amir Starks, both shot dead, both lives stolen Thursday night in Rochester, New York? What about their lives? Didn't their lives matter? Will there be protests for their lives being stolen by senseless gun violence? Will there be marches for Nazir and Amir? Will there be outrage in the community? Will the same folks, including these white folks from their safe suburban towns, will they as easily pick up a Black Lives Matter sign and hit the hood in Rochester, New York, West Main Street, where Nazir and Amir's lives were stolen last night? You know the answer to that. Of course not. Which is why I will continue to call out the blatant and disgusting hypocrisy of Black Lives Matter. Because how can it be that black lives only seem to matter when a cop, especially a white cop, kills a black person? Like I always say, there should be outrage, there should be protests, there should be marches. Absolutely. But why does it seem that that is the only time that black lives matter? But yet, when black lives are being stolen every single day throughout this country, including young, innocent black children, like Sequoia Turner, which you've seen me post videos about her recently in a short little film I did. Sequoia Turner was gunned down by Black Lives Matter members, Black Lives Matter supporters in Atlanta, Georgia, because her family, she was riding in her family's car, they made a U-turn near where there were protests. And she was shot and killed, 8 years old. No marches, no protests, no outrage. Just like there won't be no marches, no protests, no outrage, no one out there denouncing and calling out the senseless gun violence that stole the lives of 2 young black men last night in Rochester, New York. Nazir McFadden and Amir Starks. Black Lives Matter hypocrisy.